Hello and welcome to AP Environmental Science. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'm so sorry we can't do this in person. Hopefully by next year we'll be a little bit more back to normal. So I am going to put up a little, I'm going to put up a little presentation that I did. This is what I would have done if you were, in school with me and we were able to meet face to face. But once again, welcome to AP Environmental Science. My name is Mrs. Bayless. That's me there in the picture. I am married to my husband, TJ, for the past 9 years. I have 2 young boys. They are about to be 8 and about to be 5, sorry. And I've been here at Great Neck this is my 15th year teaching. So I've been teaching AP Environmental for about 9 of those years. So I love it here. I love the community, and I just feel like we have a really, really great school. So thank you so much for joining me here today. A couple of things we're going to go over is just sort of what an AP class is, how your son or daughter gets graded, some of the things we're going to be doing, and I'll give you my contact information at the end. I'm also going to link this presentation into this announcement on Google Classroom so that you would have access to the links super easy after this is over. All right, so we're going to start with something called the AP Credit Check. I think that this is a really worthwhile tool for you and your student to use. It applies to all of the AP courses that are offered by College Board. So basically, as you're going through the college application process with your son or daughter, you can see which courses, or I should say, which universities are offering credit for different AP classes. So here we are in the AP Environmental Science class. Here's a whole list of colleges and universities. I'm just going to pick one quickly. So Adelphi, it's a local college. You click on that, and then when you bring up Adelphi or any college, it's going to show you all of the AP courses that are potentially offered by College Board. And then if you look at the top, it's going to say the minimum score required on the AP exam. That's what we all will be taking in May. More about that later. So it's scored out of 5. So for environmental science here, there are 2. So if you get your son or daughter gets a 3, the equivalent of that would be 3 credits, and it would take the place of them taking Enviro 102 at Adelphi, so that they would come into college with credits already on their transcript. If they wind up getting a 4, they could get 5 credits, and that could count for, again, Enviro 102 or any sort of Enviro elective. So even if they're not going to be a major in environmental science, I find that these accumulation of AP credits can be a really valuable thing. It might free students up to be able to have some room in their schedule during the 4 years of college to go abroad for a semester without having to fall behind in terms of the 4 years. It also might open them up to minoring in something that they find to be more interesting or something that might help their major. So I just think that this is a really useful tool. So as you're navigating that process of college applications and acceptances, this might be something that is helpful for you and your son or daughter to review. So what we're going to do in this class, I think that this course, AP Environmental Science, is such a wonderful course. It talks about so many different things that are going on every single day. So any current events, news article, news program, journal article, there's so much stuff that we can relate back to our course. So we're going to learn about ecosystems, human populations. We're going to do a little bit of earth science review and a little extra agricultural means, energy sources, as well as energy consumption, land, water, air pollution even, and just overall global sustainability. So the hope here is that we're making productive citizens, and as your son or daughter goes out into the world and starts making choices, making decisions, being a consumer, they can actually have a little bit more of a basis in the science that maybe goes beyond their here and now, right? So just so that you're aware, in terms of our class, I'm going to be using the parent portal on Infinite Campus. I pretty much use it regularly throughout the day. So if you don't know how to access that, I put the link in here. You would just need to have your parent username and password, which is not something that I could help with, unfortunately. That's something you would have to call the school for. But once you log in there, you would see a list of your students' courses and their schedule, and then you would be able to see any assignments that have been missing, what they scored on the assignment, even for exams or projects, everything would be listed there for you. So I think that that's going to be a really important resource. Most of the teachers are using that as their web-based grading system. So I am certainly on board with that. That's where you can find the most up-to-date information about how your son or daughter is doing in the course. On top of that, we have a point system. So you can be checking Infinite Campus with the understanding that we operate on a point system in this class. So some classes do a percentage where tests are worth 50%, quizzes are worth 10%, and so on and so forth. We don't do it that way. Instead, what we do is a total number of points as the denominator, if you will, in a fraction, and the total number of points that they earn as the numerator. We divide that, and then we multiply by 100 at the end of the quarter to get the percentage. So for example, they're going to have one exam per unit. I shouldn't say each, 9 unit exams will be given from now until the end of the school year. So a unit exam is going to be a full period in length. It's going to have approximately 25 to 35 points. In addition to that, on a weekly basis, we have quizzes per unit. Some of them are very quick multiple choice, just for instant feedback. And some of them are vocabulary, where they have to write in some definitions and some terms. Both of those formats are extremely quick, not meant to take up a lot of class time, but just meant, again, to give that feedback often so that the test, the exam at the end of the unit isn't the only time they see how they're doing. I like these little quizzes because it helps guide them in their studying. And it helps me get a clearer picture of how do they grasp the overall information, what do we need to go back and review as we're preparing for the AP exam, which I'll get to in a second. Your son or daughter will also be graded on group projects. I love doing group work. We just finished one earlier this week, and they did a phenomenal job. And the way that I grade group projects is on teamwork, it's on effort, and it's on enthusiasm. So there's very little technicalities that they have to master. They have a rubric and they know exactly how to get the maximum number of points. As long as things are in on time and there was a level of dedication to the group and to the project, they can earn points. So to put it in perspective, like I mentioned before, the one exam per unit can count for anywhere from 25 to 30 points in their quarter grade. The group project that we just finished this week was worth a total of 20 points. Nothing they had to study for, nothing they had to get right or wrong. So I think it's a really great balance, and that gives them some opportunities to make up points if they're not a strong test taker. I really, really enjoy the projects. On that same note, assignments, which are homeworks or group activities that we do in class that are sort of smaller, those get assigned from anywhere from 2 to 6 points. So there's plenty of those throughout the week and the quarter. So there's so many opportunities for them to earn points in addition to class participation. Those grades can really only be earned if they're in class. So it's a real good incentive for them to be here, to be present and focused, and to stay on task. So there's a variety of different things you'll see when you go into the parent portal on Infinite Campus, and you'll be able to see each of these categories separate from each other. I'm always here if you have a quick question about that, or you don't know what something means in the grade book, definitely email me and I will be able to walk you through that. Being that we are an AP course, which is offered by College Board, we have an AP exam that's scheduled at the end of the school year. This is an exam offered by College Board, so it's not by New York State, it's not by Great Neck Schools. It is offered here at the school, but it's a test that we do not make and we do not grade. Our exam, so each AP course has their own time slot. So our AP exam will be on Tuesday, May 3rd of 2022, and it'll be at 8 a.m. here in the building. I do ask that you put this on your calendar at home, keep it sort of a date where we don't want to schedule doctor's appointments, vacations, or any other reason why we would not be able to have your son or daughter in school that day. Taking the makeup for a College Board exam is a lot harder than taking a makeup exam for a different type of course. Now, clearly with COVID, who knows what's going to be happening in May. That's a separate situation, but things that we can avoid scheduling, like I mentioned, appointments, vacations, college visits, those things should not be scheduled on the day of our AP exam. So if you could keep that date set in stone, your son or daughter is already aware of this date. They have been told about it. So we should all be on the same page with that. Our exam is 90 minutes. For the first part, 80 multiple choice questions. So we do a lot of those practice questions throughout the course. 70 minutes is the second part, and I'll have 3 free response, which are basically open-ended type of essay questions. And we do those basically every day in class. We do short versions just because they can be a little time consuming. So every day they're basically getting practice writing free response questions, and then once or twice a week, they're getting multiple choice review. So they are going to be very well prepared for their exam in May. I'm really excited for this school year. Hopefully we'll be back to normal soon. I urge you to email me with any questions that you might have. I check my email very often. I have it on my phone, so even when it's after school hours, I can read and usually respond. I do have those 2 small kids though at home, so sometimes it might take me a little bit later, but I usually get back to everybody the same day. If you email me, worst case, I would get back to you the following day. And again, my email address would be listed in this it's also on the course or the school webpage, but it's also going to be here in the presentation for you. So thank you so much for your time. I look forward to working with your son or daughter this year, and please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.